Is there how do you deal with like your job and then the people who don't drink responsibly? Like where's the line of your responsibility and where's the line of like, bro, you need to, kind of like we talked about, you don't want to be in that situation where
Mm-hmm.
you cause an accident because you're not in the right mind.
Absolutely not.
So
Yeah.
where's that balance or where's that your perspective on that?
It's a tough balance. You do have to take the time to recognize it. Most bartenders, they get caught up in the fun and the drinking and the conversation, and most of all, they get caught up in the tips. So a lot of the time, we kind of are hesitant on trying to, notice someone drinking a little too much. But you have to do it, bro. It's necessary.
Yeah.
It's part of the gig. Someone comes in all faded from somewhere else. 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna serve them. You know what I mean? I'll probably give them some water, let them know, hey man, you're already too fucked up, bro. I can't have that on my conscience. You know what I mean? I had a guy a couple weeks ago came on his motorcycle, said that he's been, just bar hopping, having a good time. He doesn't really get a lot of time off. And so naturally, what do we do as men when we don't get a lot of time off when we want to drink? We're kind of over excessive about it.
Yeah.
And he came in all, big shot, cornbread fed, and he just wanted a Budweiser, and I was like, dude, bro, I don't know if I'm comfortable serving you, bro. It's a fine line, Iceberg. You really have to be disciplined enough to locate it and address it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, comes to territory, bro.
Do you think there should be like a breathalyzer or something like that, kind of like cars? If you're gonna hop from one bar to the next, like you have
I
to like
mean, in a perfect world.
in the perfect way.
In a perfect world, yeah. But you know how it is.
How does that conversation go? I mean, obviously it just goes to like, hey man, you either need to leave or you
It's all in your
drink this
approach, bro.
water.
It's all in your approach. Most of the time they do feel a little burnt, a little offended. You know what I mean? Because when you're drunk, why is this person ruining my good time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, you just kind of approach it right. And I've always been the kind of guy who try to take the right approach. You know what I mean? Like be a little bit, polite about it, be cool about it. I do have my moments where I kind of fly off the lid, but it it's rare. There's a lot of people out there like that. Why be like the rest of them? You gotta, these people are here to have a good time. They just had a little too much. Let's let them know they had a little too much, and we'll just take it from there. You know what I mean?
And how does the cutoff work with a private setting? So like if it's like a wedding, right? Like
Oh,
how does the cutoff?
when it's like that, I usually tell the host, the either it's the wedding planner or the bride, someone along those lines, tell the best man, hey, this guest is pretty drinking over excessively, and even though this is a private event in a private setting, we do follow all the rules. We follow all the laws. You know what I mean? And it's when it's somebody else's private event, the only thing that they're thinking about is, oh no, they're not gonna fuck up my party, so they go tell them right away. It's actually a lot easier to
Yeah.
do it in those settings than it is in the bar. Yeah.
Okay. Because there's also like it's different as like in your bar they kind of know you as the server, but they
Yeah.
don't really know the owner, and the
Yes.
owner's not really there to detail it. They don't have any respect for the owner, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Versus in a wedding, they know the events for this person, and
Right
so there's a
away.
mutual respect of like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the dude who gets told he got to leave
Mm-hmm.
and shit.
Yeah. It's actually been a lot simpler at those types of events. Yeah. Heck yeah.
um, do they still have like those free rides home from bars?
DDI, they still do that. I see them, at different bars that I go to on my spare time. Me and my fiance have actually used it. It's just like an Uber, it's like the same price, bro. They drive your car home. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, they're still doing that.
And well, that's cool. So if someone just goes like, hey, I don't know how I'm gonna get home, or if you cut them off, you go
Yeah,
like you give them that information as well.
yeah. It's crazy though because it is a year round business, but DDI is only like busy like on New Year's Eve, Cinco de Mayo, St.
Holidays.
Patrick's Day. You know what I mean?
Heavy drinking days.
Yeah, those excessive days, man. Those days where my patience is like climbing up there.
So as someone who's watched people drink, right? You've seen the spectrum, too much,
Oh yeah.
maybe even too little or something, right? But uh, what would you say is the game plan or the strategy of the person who wants to like just have that good time drinking and not go too far, you know, because there's people who want to keep a buzz, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, is the whole like keep hydrated, you know, or just like 1 hour drink. Like what is it that you've seen that people kind of do better when they're gonna have a good time that night. They're not gonna be too much. They're not gonna be a fool. They're not gonna endanger other people. You know, whatever that situation.
I have both types all the time. I'll usually have the lady who's sipping her Prince Albert, you know, 1 drink per hour, right next to the person that's slamming them down, but has a glass of water in between 3 Prince Alberts because, you know, she thinks it's gonna help. You know, I see it all, bro. You know, it's crazy in the bar business because everybody likes to have a drink, whether, you know, you're a teacher after work or you're just a guy chilling on his day off. You know, it's America's pastime, bro, to go have a cocktail.
So you just gotta kind of just know your own body.
Yeah,
and be realistic about it.
Yeah.
What has been your experience with the ownership of all these bars? I would imagine since you've worked with everybody in the industry, you're local here in Bakersfield, Kern County, and so have you seen kind of the change in management of bars? Is it kind of just the same old? Is there any difference in it?
I think the process for the last few years has definitely had a lot of similarities. There are 1 or 2, you know, bartenders that are bar owners that kind of take it to the next level. You know what I mean? Because they want to stand out. But the process is pretty much the same as far as, you know, the license, the alcohol ordering, the food service, you know, getting the right people in line to run your bar. I've worked for lots of great owners. I can't ever think of, you know, I don't have a lot of bad experiences. You know, I'm a people person, and the people that I've worked for have all been wonderful people. You know, you might not always see eye to eye on some things, but that's just business. You know what I mean? A lot of the times, like for instance, for example, the owner at the bar I work at now, Noriega's, he called me up back in May. And just like how you said, like, you know, Tim, you know a lot of people in Kern County. He called me up and he was like, you know what, Tim, I have this big, beautiful Basque restaurant and this big, beautiful bar. I don't think anybody else in any Basque restaurants is having nightlife. He goes, I want to have some nightlife here. So I called a couple of my DJ friends, DJ Redeemed and DJ Wifey.
For sure.
And told them, hey, man, if you guys have some Friday nights open, let's get this place popping. And here we are, almost 6 months later, rocking and rolling the only nightlife on a Friday night at a Basque restaurant.
DJ Redeemed, and I'm forgetting his real name.
Johnny,
yeah. Johnny.
Yes.
So Johnny told me a story about peanut butter, and I told him I'd come up with a joke for it, and I have come up with a joke for it, but it's just not right. I'm still working on it. But every once in a while, I'll be like at an open mic or somewhere, and I'm practicing jokes.
Yeah.
And I'll run it, and then I'm just like, I could be a little bit better. I could switch it up. But yeah, I won't tell the story because it's just a story he told me. But it was just I've told him for a long time that I was gonna work on a joke, and I really have worked on that joke, but it's just not. I'm making it up. It's not a story.
You gotta get it in.
Yeah, and it's made up, so I'm trying to like get it right.
You gotta get it right.
It's not something that just happened to me, and I'm just telling the story. So let me see. What was I gonna say about the ownership? So is it mostly like in most businesses, is it like one family that owns all the bars, or is it like mostly just all random people, or is it just like a group of people buying out these bars and have these bars?
You know,
'cause I see similar names sometimes the association with some of them. I'm like, I wonder if it's the same owner.
Sometimes it's one man, sometimes it is a family.
'Cause I know I think his name was Jeffrey or Jerry. I met him at the Foxtail.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was the owner of Foxtail, and then he told me he was also the owner of Pyramies. And then they opened this other. It's not called Fox. The Silver Fox.
Silver Fox.
And then they just opened the Foxtail, right?
So the Silver Fox and the Foxtail.
No, the Silver.
Related?
No, the Silver Fox and the Pyrenees. Pyrenees, yeah, those are related.
Yes.
The same owner, apparently, same guy. And then
yeah, that's Rob. He's a super dope dude. He's awesome.
They opened Foxtail recently.
Haven't been there yet.
But
haven't
I
got a chance.
I just thought it was random because it's such a similar name, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's like it's right around the block.
And I thought about that too when they did open. I was like, Foxtail and Silver Fox, right around the corner from each other, because the Silver Fox is a popular bar and a landmark. I mean, I don't, bar politics, I would be offended. Like, dude, just keeping it real, man.
They gotta fight for the name.
Yeah, like, hey, man, why are you calling your bar the Foxtail? This is Silver Fox Crips over here.
well, I mean, right? And then I kind of had the same thought. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're related. Here we'll get into some geopolitics, right? So has the war in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine caused any trouble with vodka?
Dude,
that's what I'm hearing, but I don't know. I haven't seen.
I haven't witnessed any troubles from it. If anything, our beverage guys, our Anheuser-Busch and all those vendors, we have more trouble with them than our spirits, than our vodkas and everything. You know what I mean? Like, so no, I haven't felt any effects of that.
I wonder if Kern County has the plug for like vodka or something.
Yeah, or like
McCarthy.
Don't even trip what's going on over there. We got you.
McCarthy just took care of it and shit. He's like, I got what you guys. Don't worry about this shit. How has the balance come from? Speaking of like politics and maybe going to like legislation with like the freeing up of like legalizing of marijuana, has that changed the bar scene in any way, or is it more just like, hey, like it's kind of like the old school smoking, like, hey, go smoke over there?
We don't allow smoking indoors at all. On a Friday and Saturday night, we're kind of lenient on the vaping. You know, everybody likes to vape now. But it's not the same as tobacco smoke or weed smoke, so it's totally
tobacco
different.
lingers around.
Yeah, it stains your walls and everything. You know what I mean? So that's not good for business at all. It's not too much different. Because it's so lenient now. You see a lot more smokers at the bar. Would be my how I take it.
Have you since you have been doing it so long that you can recognize people under the influence of alcohol, is there any tips or warning signs if someone's under the influence of like another like narcotic or something, where someone's like coked out or on some other type of hard drug where you're just like, this guy's something.
When you work at a bar on the east side, you can notice it right away. It's it's fucking on the scale of 1 to 10, that she's on a good one. On an 11, you can notice it right away. It's unfortunate. We're joking about it, but it is out there, and you just kind of try to steer them away from the bar because they're a little too high on something else.
And that's something I've noticed with drinking as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
And I've had certain experiences where I've kind of moved away from alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, I drank heavy with my friends. What they call binging. Just drinking after drink after drink. There's no like, it's not a casual setting. It's more just like I'm trying to get fucked up.
Straight up.
I'm trying to get fucked up. And then in college, it was more just like parties, having a good time, going out to eat somewhere after, like kind of being responsible. You drink hard, go eat somewhere, usually having someone designated to driving for the most part. And then now that I'm a little bit older, I don't go out to drink as much as more. And if I do drink, I'd rather buy an expensive drink and sip on it than to be like hitting down Patron all fucking all night. I'd rather buy like a $200 bottle of mezcal and here, take a shot. I'll take a shot, and we have a long conversation. And hey, take a shot, bro, and I'll take a shot.
I have a bottle at my house too, bro. You got to have the taste for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's an acquired taste. People don't understand. You know what I mean? With the mezcal, it's so good.
Well, I would rather have a good time, a good drink. I enjoy the moment more than before. Before, I just want to get fucking faded.
I hear you.
And that, bro, had a good ass fucking time. We're plastered and shit.
Comes with age, bro. I'm the same way. I like to go and kick back from time to time. And people our age, when they do come to the bar and they're like, "Hey, man, it's been so long. I haven't been here in a while. How's everything?" I let them know the truth. Oh, bro, you're not missing nothing. It's the same atmosphere, same music, same drinks. Probably the same 2 drunk girls are gonna fight at the end of the night. You know what I mean? It's all good. As we get older, we just want to chill. But I used to be the same way. Always out, always wanting to party, always wanting to drink. Nothing in particular. I just wanted to get fucked up. But now, as I'm older, I like to kick back. I like heading to the beach and having some wine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a couple of dope wine cellars out there by the beach that I like to go to, and it's more relaxing now. It's more of a relaxing vibe that we're looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely that's come, and it's also come with the type of friends you want. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, the rowdy friends they have their time and their day. You know, but then for the most part, it's just, hey man, let's just chill, have a good
Yeah.
time, you know, have a good dinner between us and our friends, and not be in a situation where, you know, people are plastered and shit, you know, just embarrassing themselves or making unnecessary comments. That's probably the number one my breaking friendships with people is someone intoxicated and making inappropriate comments or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
Yeah, there are lines,
bro?
man.
What the
There's
man?
boundaries, you know, and alcohol is no excuse to be crossing those lines or pushing those boundaries. I try to tell people all the time. I tell my regulars all the time, and sometimes they get upset, sometimes they understand, and I go, hey, as regulars, I expect you to be the example. You know, whether you drink
Right.
a lot or not, I want new customers to feel welcome, not people walk in and be like, who is that? I've never seen them before. You know what I mean? So.
That's crazy. So you kind of switch it up on them because you take it from, instead of like them thinking that they have a privilege,
Yeah.
rather you're communicating with them like, no, it's not about you having privileges. Rather, you're the beacon of example
Absolutely.
of what I expect in my bar because you've been
Mhm.
here so long. We've corrected each other on what you
Mhm.
want with your service and what I want as a customer. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You kind of turn the table on them a little bit. The pressure's on them rather than like the expectations on you to, you know, turn the other cheek or, you know,
You got to, man. It makes them think, and then it's good for business.
It's clear communication.
Yeah.
There's really good communication there. I myself, sometimes I don't feel, and we don't have to just talk about bar stuff, but myself,
I'm an open book, brother.
myself, sometimes I don't want to drink, but I do want to go to a bar. And so, and it's not like, oh, I want to pick up anybody. It's not that I want to see people drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, just kind of like the chaotic noise.
Atmosphere, bro.
The people kind of just having a good time. Sometimes
Yeah.
I just like to watch people, just kind of like I guess being the bartender, not to see who's drunk, but just kind of like, what's going on over there, just by their mannerisms, the way they walk away from the table and come back. Like, it's just like, oh, this is going on. You know, there's the guy arguing with his girlfriend. You can't see nothing, but you see him grabbing her elbow and telling her to come back, and she's like, nah. You know? And then next thing you know, she's having another drink with them and shit. So it's like, oh, look at them, you know.
It's like a nightlife reality episode of Young and the Restless sometimes.
But in those times that I've gone, I have never ever had a bartender say something negative about me ordering a Coke.
No.
But I've had customers go like, hey, you want a milk?
Yeah.
You sure you don't want a milk or something? But a warm milk. But I've never had a bartender like say anything negative. They're just like, you got it, boss, you know?
You know, it's a fun gig, but we're professionals, man. You know, we like that. You're pacing yourself. You're not here just for the alcohol. You're here for the environment, for the vibes, and we like to let people know that that's okay.